This is a book review of The Marvel Art of Savage Sword of Conan the Barbarian. Now, this is from Marvel, of course, and that's the back cover. It's a hardback. See, this is just the... And what a fine one it is. And I'm just going to show you, because I think this is even better, is look at that. So dramatic for the cover. Just awesome, awesome black and white, which, of course, this book predominantly is black and white, but it does include the covers. Now, it's a companion piece to this volume, this is the Marvel Art one. This is all the colour work, obviously the colour issues, and it's pretty amazing as well. I love that. I'm just going to move that out of the way. However, I bring in one of the original comics as well. You can see it's slightly smaller, the original comic. And you think, oh, that means it's got all the pictures inside are going to be bigger. Well, obviously some are. Quite a lot of the page artworks, etc., are bigger than in here, but the covers are smaller. Even the ones that are full page are slightly smaller because they've got a border around them, which is slightly odd, as far as I can see when I look at them. However, another issue, of course, which may be a concern, and it was a concern for me, was because I've got this as well, Savage Sword of Conan, and I thought, oh, how much overlap will there be in the 212 or 215, whatever pages? It's quite a few. How many pages? It's about that. Yeah, about 220. So it's, well, there isn't particularly. When I look back at the extra material at the back, I didn't really see particularly, there's a lot of great extras in the omnibus edition, but they're not really in here, which is good. So this is, now this is an assumption because I'm not an expert when it comes to seeing which is an original art page and which is not, but you've got an example here. I'm just going to show you. Now, I assume because this is brown, that it's obviously slightly not brown, but it's certainly it's not perfect white, off-white, that it's not like the omnibus editions. So, and these are not the original, these are the art ink pages. I'm assuming that because there's no writing on it. Normally when you go on to, like, you go to IDW and you've got their brilliant artist editions, I love those, you would see like bits of scribble around the edges now, and, you know, sort of imperfections in it, sort of bits that are obviously rougher where it's not been, but there's nothing like that to show. Now, to me, this, other than the difference, and obviously the omnibus edition, the pages are white, that there's really that much difference. That's just me. Maybe I'm just, without going with a sort of, you know, microscope or something, looking at it, just going carefully checking. Who knows? However, what a superb page that. Now, this is by John Rhett Thomas. It's got an introduction by Roy Thomas. Who else? Roy Thomas is always, and I love every single one of his introductions, always very informative. Now, sadly, actually, it's not probably as massive he normally does, because sometimes you have 20 pages introduction from Roy Thomas. Obviously, this probably, in this sort of size book, maybe would be a bit extreme, but it's still a pretty decent introduction. And it's got superb artwork all the way through. It's got, obviously, Alex Nino, it's got John Buscema, Alex Toth, and so on and so on. So there's a lot of absolute superb artists. And so you've got that Savage Tales. Obviously, that starts the ball rolling. That was just brilliant. Now, I wish I'd got that issue. Just superb issue. The Sisterhood, Kazar as well, of course. And then you've got Savage Tales. And this is the next issue, Savage Tales 2. Now, it doesn't include all the covers, which is a pity. I thought it would include all the covers. And another issue, which it doesn't do, it doesn't remove all of the banners and various things, obviously all these sort of things and all the text. Now, I would have loved that. Now, maybe they could have done some with, obviously you want a few examples where you got the there, but it would be nice to have had just a complete fresh artwork. You see that in some of the volumes you get with, like Deja Thoris, Vampirella, etc. So it would have been nice to have had them in this. Just would have been brilliant, but anyway, that isn't the case. Like I say, you've got these art pages. I assume they're the original inked pages. I'm not an expert in that area, so I have to say they look like the original inked pages to me. So close up so you can see it, because there's nothing any real sort of thing. And you've got tons and tons of just great art all the way through this. This is the Marvel Comics Super Special #2, isn't it? Savage Tales 5. Like I said, it doesn't include all the covers, so it does jump a bit. So you've got Savage Sword of 1 there. You've got then issue 4. So you've got 1, and then 2 and 3 are missing of the Savage Sword of Conan. You've got Black Colossus there. I just love Alfredo Alcala. Just beautiful. I got his art book recently, bought his art book, and I just love his artwork. Really, really, Black Colossus, superb, beautiful. And you've got tons and tons of great examples of the artwork here. The Sleeper Beneath the Sands. So you've got that, page after page. Like I say, a lot of black and white, obviously a lot of colour, but again, would have been nice if it had been just the complete, fresh, without anything on it. But maybe they haven't got those. I don't know. John Buscema, just another bit of example of art. And you've got some that's slightly small, so you've got quite a bit of white space here. And then you've got some that actually fill, again, this is the thing that makes it slightly odd. You've got this one, fills the entire page. So why didn't they do that with the covers? Makes no sense. I would have done the covers all the way up to the edge as well. However, so you've got the covers. Some covers are small, some are not. And you go through. Now there's a lot of material for the period of the, really up to. So you've got 61. So I'm on up to Savage Sword of Conan 61. You can see the there. Well, the rest of the book, which obviously goes up to quite a bit, up to wherever the last issue was, 214, 215, etc. Does actually, there's a lot sparser. There's not so much of the later period, which is a pity. So you've got Conan there. You've got some brilliant, like Alex Toth, you've got some, and the covers are likewise. The covers, something you've got here, I've got, Savage Sword Conan 214, the cover of, and then next one, 217. So there's not all of the covers, which is a pity in many ways. In many ways, I would have loved to have seen thumbnails or reasonable size of all of them. However, this book is just absolutely first rate. Like I say, as a companion to this this other one, which I think is superb as well, definitely worth checking out as well. This one is just absolutely beautiful. Just, I love Conan, love the Conan. Now, I really hope at some point they will bring out, obviously they're bringing out a Cull omnibus, Solomon Kane, maybe they'll bring out a Marvel art of other characters of R.E. Howard. That would be nice. Just a volume of those. I would definitely be buying that as well. So absolutely, totally recommended. Brilliant book.